Good afternoon. The CAG today, in a report given to the Parliament, has literally given the Prime Minister Modi-led government a clean sheet. It says that the Rafale 36 Rafale jets were purchased at a cost which was lower than what was being negotiated by the UPA, led by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. The CAG reports have always been political in nature. In the past, they have caused upheavals, they have led government downfalls, they have had long-term impact on policy making and also on the polity of the country. Today, the CAG, in its report, has also had a mild rap for the government, questioning why it did not agree or even discuss a lowered discount offered by the Eurofighter. However, in the long run, in the overall picture, the CAG has told that the Prime Minister Modi government purchased Rafale at a price which was 2.86% cheaper than the Manmohan Singh government's deal which was being negotiated but never went through. With me is Sandeep Dikshit, Deputy Editor of the Tribune. Sandeep, politically, could you tell us what does this mean for the government?
Yes, politically, as you have mentioned, there was this Bofors controversy or the 2G controversy, for instance, and there the CAG reports had rapped the government very, very hard, and the government's lost a lot of political capital because of those CAG reports. Now, the reverse seems to be happening over here unless the opposition can mount an effective attack on the government for this, because the CAG report, in this case, as you have mentioned, has given a clean chit. But Ajay, I would like to ask you, one was about 2007, the other 2015. What was the formula used to compare both of them? They were more, now they were less.
Sandeep, that's a very critical question. The CAG report talks about an alignment formula. Now, it also explains what this alignment formula is. It firstly says it explains why it calculated the cost. In explanation, it says that the intergovernment agreement signed in 2015, April 2015, says that the terms will be in better price, delivery and maintenance than the ones in 2007. So this is the reason CAG gives for doing this price calculation. It also says it's difficult to do it. Now, critically, it says that it has aligned the quantity of the planes, that is the 36 planes in the 2015 deal, with that of the 2007 bid. Now, 2007 bid had 18 planes in flyaway condition and 108 of those planes to be made at the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in Bangalore. Now, Sandeep, critically, they say that we have established a price escalation formula which uses the industrial cost indices published by the French National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies. This was the aligned price or the price of the 36 flyaway fighter jets in 2015. And this aligned price is then aligned to the 2007 price. It's pretty confusing, actually, Sandeep. Too many numbers, too many jargons. But they say that this price was aligned and the cost negotiation or the formula to say that it's cheaper has been arrived at this aligned cost, Sandeep.
Thank you so much. And if we can come to some simpler aspects, there were so many media reports recently, and they spoke about a dissent note being there in the Ministry of Defense, about parallel negotiations being done by the NSA's office, about an escrow account not being opened, about the integrity clause being dropped. So, does the report touch on these four things?
Sandeep, very valid questions. Again, everybody is asking this in Delhi at the moment. The CAG report, first of all, carries the government's full version. It doesn't go into the prices, doesn't go into the rupee terms or dollar term prices. It just gives a percentage. Critically, it does not mention any of the points raised in the media in the past 2 or 3 weeks, as you have mentioned, the intervention of the Prime Minister's office or the parallel negotiations or the escrow account is actually mentioned here. It actually says that the bank guarantees, it talks about a bank guarantee actually, that the bank guarantee actually benefits the Dassault, that it benefits us. The price could have been lower had we gone into the bank guarantee thing. About the escrow account, it says that the French government has given kind of a comfort letter, and that is the unprecedented. It calls it unprecedented and says that we go by that. And Sandeep, these are the things which actually, 2, 3 things which actually, if one sees it dispassionately, it has CAG has also given the opposition some kind of leeway to raise this issue again. It talks about how pricing can be better. It also talks about how the base prices were lower or not even not realistic. It uses the word realistic to be precise, Sandeep.
And there was this controversy about the offset partner. There was a private company and then there was a public sector company. Does the CAG report deal with that also?
Sandeep, no. The CAG report does not deal with the offset partners or the offset companies. It only has a brief, it is actually a 130 odd pages report. It talks about not just the Rafale but also the helicopters Chinook and Apache. But since Rafale is the hot potato, everybody is talking about that. There are around 23, 24 pages dedicated to Rafale, specific to Rafale. Then it is also explains what was the previous 126 fighter jet deal, which was called the MMRC, or the Medium Multi-Role Combat Aircraft deal, in which 6 international companies had participated. Dassault and Rafale made by Dassault and the Eurofighter were the two planes selected in the deal, and Rafale made it finally, and the Eurofighter could not. And Eurofighter gave a discounted price, again gave an offer, which the Ministry of Defense said is an unsolicited offer, and the CAG records that, Sandeep.
Okay, and what about the delivery schedule? One of the basic reasons was to, because there's a shortage with Indian Air Force, so you want to get the aircraft quickly. How does it compare with the delivery schedule of the earlier 126 aircraft?
The CAG report actually goes into detail about the delivery schedule. It says that the 126 plane and compares these 36 planes. It says if only the 18 planes which were to come in the flyaway condition in the first deal are to be taken into account, then this deal is 5 months quicker. However, in case of the 36 planes are taken into account, this deal is just 1 month quicker than what was promised in the 2007 deal, Sandeep.
And how does it portend for Make in India? Make in India, you reported that the Navy is going to open RFI for Made in India helicopters, for instance. So what about in this case?
Sandeep, as everybody knows, that this is not a Make in India deal. This is actually the planes will come in a flyaway condition from Dassault factory in France. So there is no Make in India in it. Yes, there is an offset clause. Offset, to explain to the viewers, is that a foreign company coming into India to make something makes a certain percentage of the equipment in India. That's called an offset. In this case, the offset partner is one of the offset partners is the Reliance, which is much reported, and also several other partners, which will also be given to Thales, which is one of the partners, a French partner of the Dassault, which provides avionics to the Dassault planes. And also there will be a partner of MBDA, the missile maker, which provides missiles to the Rafale fighter jet. There will also be an offset partner for that, Sandeep.
What is the major takeaway from this report? Is it that there's a formula that only the accountants can understand, or does it mean that the defense preparedness and modernization gets a push ahead?
See, one thing is clear, Sandeep. If you go into history, Boffer's case, Boffer's had actually literally asked or literally put or forced people in the Ministry of Defense to hold back their pens. This kind of a clean sheet act saying that the Rafale is cheaper than the previous deal will not instill a kind of fear in the mind of MOD officials, though some of them, while discussing or negotiating this, had raised objections on certain issues which are now in public domain and were reported in the media, and also not denied by the government that these were the red herrings raised by these people, Sandeep.
Thank you so much, Ajay. That was a very comprehensive assessment.
We will close the Facebook Live here. Sandeep has been talking to me on this subject, and I'm Ajay Banerjee, standing from the Delhi office of the Tribune. With me is the Tribune's technical team led by Mr. Deepak Gupta. Thank you.